Fuck.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Doctor in a Bikini. I'm with my honey tonight.
Hi, honey.
Well, at least over Zoom, but we get to be together in 6 days, I think.
That's neat. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I
Yep.
know.
6 days.
Yeah. Tell everybody
Oh,
where you're gonna meet me at.
no. Chirac.
What?
Chirac? Here, I'll spell it for you.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
little chat.
Chicago for those listening.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
not
I'll
using the chat box while we're on Zoom.
maybe I'll go to O Block and be dangerous somewhere else.
What is O Block?
Oh, honey. I think O Block is in Chicago.
I
Is
don't
O Block?
know. I've never been to Illinois.
Where is O Block? See, now you're really in deep shit. Ah, yeah. See, nailed it.
What's O Block?
Fair. It's where the dangerous hoodlums are.
Oh my. And you, in fact, are dangerous.
You got that right.
Okay. Well, at least the people know, because, if they didn't know, now they know.
Now they know. Now they know.
Anywho, if you are new here, I am obviously on tour with Dancing with the Stars. I have not seen my husband Connor now in too long.
It's been a minute.
We are currently in Verona, New York, or I am, I should say. We just crossed the border from Canada last night. I've got some stories, we've got some updates. We had a deep talk the other day that we felt like we needed to bring to the podcast because it was hashtag relatable. So, yeah,
Good stuff. Good stuff. Did you get maple syrup?
I did, but not from Canada.
Well, I think that's enough of this meeting, honey. I will sign myself off.
Oh my gosh.
How do
Okay,
you go to the place where maple syrup is like the thing and you don't get it? That's
because
literally,
listen.
they're known for that and being pleasant.
Okay,
And
well, I got ketchup chips and I got all dressed chips and I got some other snacks as a surprise for you,
gross.
but I didn't get maple syrup. I'm sorry. I had one job. There's some in the lobby right now with the Canada symbol on it. We're in New York. It's kind
No,
of
no,
close.
you're not in Canada. That's not that.
But it says it's Canadian, so maybe it's,
We're
the
2 minutes into this and it's already off the rails.
same.
I don't know how we got here.
I mean, hey, I did my best. And listen, maybe if the tour didn't pick places that, like, are kind of off the grid, like I never would have known, or I never would have put two and two together about casinos. Like, now when I hear casino, I think, all right, dope. They've got ice for the ice bath, which we're going to get into that because I need to vent somewhere because I don't think I've ever seen red so quickly than this freaking ice bath. Anyways, casinos, they have plenty of ice. Woohoo. Casinos, they've got plenty of shopping and there's usually coffee inside. Sweet. Casinos, also usually kind of in the middle of nowhere, which means if you're gonna go outside, you got to do like a whole thing. You got to have enough time to like venture off and come back, which costs money and time. And by the time I'm woken up and it's like, it's like, are they going to need me downstairs? I don't know. So then I just pretty much, when we're at a casino, I'm usually staying at the casino. And that casino did not have syrup. I checked. I was so sad. I looked everywhere high and low for you.
Guys, so if you could go ahead and leave a comment on this and say that that hall was a crock of shit. What hotel were you at?
Honey, I don't even know where I'm at today.
What
Um,
city were you in?
Yesterday we were in Rama, and then the
Don't
day
even know how to spell that.
RAM as in Mary A.
Rama, Canada.
Yeah, and then I have to look at the other one. It starts with an O.
Okay.
Hold, please. I'm
Oh,
looking.
you're in some deep ass shit. Was it a Days Inn? Casino Rama Resort?
That's the one. That I believe that's the only casino in Rama.
Huh.
There was no syrup there. I went to multiple gift shops, high and low.
But you don't get no damn maple syrup at a gift shop, honey.
Where else in the casino would I get it? Go to the restaurant and be like, hey, can you
You
just like
don't. You
pop me one
don't
of those?
stay in the casino like a weirdo. You go over here to Jimmy Grills.
Jimmy Grills, huh?
Jimmy Jizzle, I guarantee you. There's a place called Tackle and Tobacco. You telling me right now that in the Great White North at Tackle and Tobacco they won't have maple syrup? There, this is. I don't know if I can keep going on with this.
I almost took an Uber though to Uncle Buck's just because of the name.
No Tim Hortons?
I did go to Tim Hortons. That was inside of the casino.
Okay.
Listen, all right. I
Folks,
had
I'm sorry we all
coffee.
had to go through that together.
I had coffee.
Um,
That's my one criteria whenever I go somewhere is just get coffee. And you know what? It was successful. I got coffee. I'm a happy Shannon.
okay.
The city before that was Orillia, Ontario. Wait, no, sorry, that was Orillia. Orillia Rama. Before that, it was Kitchener, Ontario, and we stayed at Center in the Square.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Smells like maple syrup.
You know, we're just gonna have to go there together. That's the only problem solver here.
Oh yeah. Going up to Camp Titty Fuckus, Canada. It's probably top three.
Oh my God.
It's 100% top three on my.
100% we're going back to Canada, and I want to go when it's not cold. No offense. It's freezing
It's
outside.
Canada. It's literally cold all the time.
Okay, well, at least like less icy. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I went, I saw, I conquered. I didn't bring back maple syrup, but close enough. I still brought you back biddies, and that's all that matters. I got more gifts for you than I've gotten for myself on this trip.
Thanks, honey.
Work trip, work months.
Yeah, work forever.
Which, side note, while we're on that topic, not like public knowledge yet, but it's at least confirmed. So
2 whole weeks.
I know. Yeah. So for those listening, if you remember, if you've been following along, we had two shows that were canceled, which means there were talks of extending the tour and like don't go posting it anywhere, but it's definitely being extended for 2 more weeks. So Connor and I have not yet decided if I'm taking that or not, or if I'm going to stop. Because at first it was like, all right, beginning of April, I'm gone a third of the year, but now it's end of April, which is a fourth of the year. And that's just like, even though it's
Trash.
only 2 more weeks, that sounds, I don't know.
No, that's 2 more weeks away from home.
Yeah, away from Bullman. He's
He's
probably pissed. He probably thinks his mom abandoned him.
yeah,
For
he's fucking
schnitz.
he's
He's on
heated.
camera. Hi, Bullman.
Hi, honey.
Yeah. For
All
those
right.
watching the video, I'm sorry if it's low quality, by the way. We are long distance zooming, and you know, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't know. But for those knowing, let's see. Here, I'll read where we're going because the people are probably like, where? I would have thought that if we were extending it, that we were going to go to places on the West Coast because we're already all the way on the West Coast. So I was like, oh yeah, maybe we'll go to like Oregon. Maybe we'll go somewhere like Montana. That'd be cool. I don't know. You would think, but here is where we are going.
Oh, it's like we got schedules now. We got places.
Hmm. At least cities, not like,
I hate it here.
oh, there's the picture of the ice bath saga I sent you. So it would be the April 6th is the LA show, April 7th off, April 8th travel to Columbus, Ohio, which means we all just went all the way from the East Coast to Midwest to West Coast that now we driving back. And for some
Oh,
people,
you're driving?
I don't know. I have no
You're
idea. It just,
driving from LA to Ohio for one show?
I don't know, because it says April 7th off, April 8th travel. So it's either bus or plane. I have no idea. Maybe it'll depend on the people. April 9th is Columbus,
Oh my
Ohio. April 10th is
God.
off. April 11th is Virginia, Bristol, Virginia. April 12th, Atlantic City, New Jersey. April 13th, Richmond, Virginia, which is where we were supposed to do the first show. April 14th, off. April 15th, Buffalo, New York. April 16th, White Plains. April 17th, Bethlehem. April 18th, Cincinnati, Ohio. April 19th, Rosemont, Illinois. April 20th, travel home. Holy buckets. You processing?
That's more than two shows.
Oh yeah. No, that's
How
more than two
many did you
shows.
guys miss?
Weeks.
Like, how
Two.
many did you get
We
canceled?
missed two.
You missed two and you gained 13.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Hot take? Tell them to
Yeah.
fucking kick rocks. Eat a dick.
Yeah, it's tough because like for those listening, like yeah, it's 2 weeks, so it doesn't sound bad in the grand scheme of thing, but obviously I miss
Just
Connor.
traveling would be
Yeah, I
fucking
know. It's
nuts.
like all the way back on the East Coast. Like if it was on
And
the
it's not just
West
like
Coast,
you're just like dabbling. It's like, no, we're full
no.
sending and we're going all the way up and around.
And for those listening, like we're from Arizona. So for some people, they're based in LA. Some people they're based in New York, Atlanta. Like it's a mixed bag of nuts on the crew. So for some people, they're like, "Oh, sick." Like I'm on my side of the country, but I don't know. And I was planning on competing in June. I think it's like June 22nd is the show I want to do. I can't remember exactly, but so originally I was gonna be done beginning of April, have all of April, all of May, most of June to prep. So that's a solid 3 month prep. Now,
Not so much.
now would be two months essentially. Yeah. And I don't know. It's not saying I can't do it. I haven't been doing that so far. I have not been super great. And I'll talk about that too today with everyone. But I don't know. I haven't been super great about the gym. And this has been a good challenge for like body relationships because like my sense of routine on tour is out the window. I went onto this tour thinking it's going to be great. I'm going to share on the podcast how to stay on track on the road and how to reel it in. But then also I'm an experience tour and it's really tough, like sticking to food when you don't know like what's being provided, excuse me, what's being provided to you. Some cities you have a gym, most cities you do, but it's not seamless, and that's okay because it's low stakes. It's like it's just moving your body and eating what you can at the best timing, and that's like the lesson I can provide, but it has not been competition conditions. So I don't know. We gonna see.
Sounds ridiculous. And I hate it.
You're ridiculously handsome. So
You're ridiculously attractive. So
damn it, honey. We got people listening.
that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. You and I haven't even been able to talk about it, let alone talking about it on the podcast. So to be determined.
Correct. This was new for me as well. So that's
Not accurate. I love you, Mr. Husband, but I texted you the dates and you didn't respond. I thought you just didn't respond because you weren't happy about about it. So I was like, okay.
when did you do? Oh,
Yeah, see? For all husbands listening, see every single husband. It's like if you send multiple messages,
you
they
get
will
one.
see the last message you sent, not the first five.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Because you could just consolidate it into one and then I'll get most of it. But when you send eight separate ones, it's different. I'm not doing
But I'm your wife. And
it.
sometimes I have
Well,
10 thoughts and I need to send them all at different times.
I'm your husband and I can only retain one thought.
See, and that's why I love you and that's why I'm like, it's okay. I know you didn't see it, but you were the first to hear it before the podcast, obviously.
Same thing with the fucking rug. Like, yeah, I had fucking 3.5 weeks to return it.
Oh my
Did I
God.
return it the day that it was gonna be like
This man, we ordered
due?
this rug,
Yeah,
and honestly, I think we're gonna go for the minimalist look and not have a rug in the living room, but
these are trash.
we got it right before I left. It got delayed 3 times. It finally landed and got delivered to our house literally 24 hours before I was leaving. So we unpacked it, rolled it out just to realize we hated it. And I was like, all right, we're
Mind
gonna
you,
leave
this bitch
this.
was like 18 feet by like 10 feet. Like it's not just like a
Huge.
little like throw rug.
No, it's a
It was a
two-person
full
job.
fucking commitment.
Yeah, it's a two-person job. So we hated it. After rearranging the furniture, huffing and puffing, we stuff it back in the box and we left it in the living room. That way, this sweet angel husband of mine
No,
didn't
no, it
forget
was not
about
in
the
the
rug.
living room.
It was at first, and then, oh, that's right. And then we put it in the closet.
Yeah.
But giant box. Like you and I could both fit in the box. So you can't look past the box. It's huge. Anyways, this sweet angel, time goes by and I was like, hey, don't forget to, return that rug. Time goes by. I'm like, I'm just gonna resend you the QR code just in case. And then all of a sudden it's like 1 in the morning, my time. And I just have this sudden, oh my God, it's January 31st. I text him, I was like, did you return the rug? And he goes, uh-oh. He's
Oops.
he's like, I have until tomorrow, right? And I was like, no, it had to be today, but thank God it said February 1st. So I was like, do not, for the love of God, forget to return this expensive rug.
Yeah, so I put it in the doorway
Oh my God.
of the bedroom, so I literally like there was no way I could miss it.
Yeah, and you returned it, So that's what matters. You returned it. So thank you, sweetheart.
Nailed it.
Yep, yep. Typical dude brain. Anyways,
Hmm.
let's get into some of actually, I feel like I'm going to give one more funny story and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the whole social media, me giving it up for a bulk of time.
My body's ready.
All right, knees weak, arms heavy.
Always.
Perfect. So, this ice bath, okay? One more story. I love this tour and I love all the dancers, but Jesus Christ, if I have to touch an ice pod after this tour ever again, I'm going to scream. So,
Well, we own one, so
yeah, but ours is a reasonable size. And here's the thing, okay? This is going to be as honest as I'm going to be in like a quote negative light ever about the tour because, like, one, I have respect for everybody and everything it embodies. And two, like, there really isn't much bad to say about my experience, except this ice pod. So, the ice pod that we have, it's the circular one, you know? It
Mhm.
it inflates. If you look, I think it's the pod company. Did you just change your name on Zoom? What? Uh, oh my God. I was like, why is he typing and smiling and the chat is not blowing up? If you're watching on a video, then you get to see it. And if not, then just go find the video and you'll see what he changed the usernames to. And apparently he's gonna do it again. So
Ice
if
pod story, honey.
if you're watching, just stay updated on his changes. Yeah. So the circular ice pod, I believe it's meant to fit somebody up to 6 foot tall, right? You just gotta like kind of crouch. That's their big advertisement if you've ever seen it. It shows them crouching in there and they're happily enjoying their ice pod. Well, I was told that in previous years, you are ridiculous. I love you. Big booty Judy. Um, I was told in previous years that it was a bit of an issue. People were convinced that they were too big for the pod, even though the advertisement says, I hope people are watching the video because they're seriously missing out on all these usernames that you're that you're changing it to. Anyways, okay, I'm just gonna look away from your screen. So they were convinced that they couldn't fit. I wasn't there. I need to point that out. But yes, I have seen the ads, and I do know of people who are large that they own the same one you and I own, and they are perfectly happy with it. But
Mhm.
because of that, it was thought, oh man, we have to order this large one, which is like a horse trough, okay? So the thing is with the circular one, it's not like you have like all these rods that are super sturdy that you have to put in. With the horse trough size, obviously it's more rods, it's more surface area. It's just it's huge, okay? I'm 5'3" and it's much larger than me. It's I want to say 6 foot something long, 3 feet wide, and like 3 feet deep. Something crazy like that. So doesn't sound like much. And to be honest, when I first like got onto the tour, everyone kept saying like, "Oh, that the ice bath, it's a whole thing." Some PTs have quit, or some PTs say they'll never come back because the ice pod. And in my mind, I was like, challenge accepted. It's probably not that bad. Like people are just finding something to complain about. I'm here to tell you it is that bad. It is that bad. Nothing in this world makes me angrier. It's like when you stub your toe in a doorway and you hit your pinky toe just right, and the next thing you know, you're telling the door to fuck off. That's
Yeah.
me with this ice pad every single day, every day. Okay. So last night, when we finally get like a bathroom, and you think like first, like the first issue is if the bathroom's big enough. All right. Next issue is if you can get ice. Well, some venues, like they don't supply ice. So we got this chiller. The chiller, I'm a bodybuilder, right? So I don't usually complain about things being too heavy. This thing is heavy. It's going to throw somebody's back out, no doubt. It's probably like 70 pounds. It's stupid. And usually it's something that I have to carry into the bathroom by myself. I feel like I'm complaining, but it's like you have to, maybe I'll record the entire thing without editing it just so people can see how long it takes me to actually maneuver everything, put in the rods, fill up the water. It takes usually about 50 minutes for the whole thing to get lightweight, baby. It usually takes about 50 minutes for this whole thing to get filled because that's the other thing is the dancers want it to their neck, okay? Again, I am very accommodating. I love doing what I can to help people, make people feel good. So I'm not trying to like be salty about the fact that it has to be all the way up. But if you have ever tried to move that amount of water by yourself, it is actually impossible. It does not move. I am strong. I yank my whole body into it when I'm trying to scoot it or move it. It's a whole thing.
Why are
Um,
you moving it?
so yesterday, okay, I wish I took a video. The way the bathroom was, in order to situate the tub to where it could be underneath the shower faucet, you could only put it in one position. The tub could only fit in there in one position. You couldn't put it like parallel to the tub. It had to be perpendicular, just based off where the toilet and the sink was. So that was the only place for it to be, and for the shower head to reach it because the shower head couldn't maneuver outward. So where this thick pod could go, it covered the oh my gosh, the drain on the bottom. Okay. So when it was finally all said and done and filled, I ditched the whole chiller thing yesterday. That's a whole other story. Aside from it just being heavy, it just didn't work. And I think you literally need to give it like 6 hours, which that's assuming that I have my equipment 6 hours beforehand and getting up in the morning and getting all done. Did it give you a thumbs up?
Yeah, you got a thumbs up.
Did I?
Yeah. So fucked. You don't even do
Anytime
it.
Connor and I FaceTime, I do thumbs up so easily and it never does it for him. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, that being said, yeah, it had to be put in a specific spot. That was the only way it would go. For some reason, this venue thought that where the shower is versus where the floor is, there's like a difference in height. And it's not because of a ledge, it was a ramp, not a ramp towards the drain, a ramp away from the drain into the bathroom, into the tile, the toilet, the sink, and then the carpets, right? Are you seeing where this is going? Because it's going in a really good direction. So this towel, sorry, this tub is like inclined a little bit towards the tub and away from the drain. I didn't know if someone was going to mention like, oh, it's off center because to be honest, some people have been super picky about it and it's not their fault. They don't realize how frustrating the tub is, so I don't get upset at them. I get upset at the tub situation. But sometimes I do get a little cranky when it's like it's not cold enough, it's not deep enough, it's not la la la. Um, but also because I want to do a good job. Like I want to make sure I'm providing what I'm supposed to. So I've wedged these towels underneath the side. That way it's not as much of a slope to try and make it more even. That way it's not like inclining towards them. When it finally comes time for the people to be done using the ice bath, which that was a whole other thing, by the way, I had to hand shovel all the ice in there, like snowplow version, because they didn't have ice bags. So I had a scooper to put all of the ice in there by myself.
What about the garbage bags in the bathroom?
There weren't any garbage bags in the bathroom. There
Was
wasn't
there?
even garbage.
Canada, figure it out.
So when it comes time to drain, there's two drains, but it drains at a pretty glacial pace. Now, that's all fine and well. I can be patient, but the thing is that people might not know, we have something called a day sheet, meaning that everything has to be loaded onto the truck at a certain time after the show. And it's a really tricky time frame between me providing treatment, me taking down everything, putting everything away, taking all the rods out of the ice bath after I've drained and dumped the ice bath, cleaning the ice bath, and then drying it off and boxing it all up, and then moving all the heavy equipment into the hallway, and then maybe trying to take a shower myself because as I'm dumping all this water and cleaning it, I am now in their water on my body. It's gross. So, here I am with the tub trying to move it because it's away from the drain. It won't move, which means not only is it not draining into the like shower drain, it is glug, glug, glugging towards me into the bathroom. Completely flooded the entire bathroom. I'm like frantically laying towels down. I'm trying to move this thing, but it is so ungodly heavy. Like it feels like I'm trying to move a 500-pound like limp man. That's how heavy. Like it's just not gonna move. No matter how much I threw my body into it, like it, it was just so I don't know, I sent you a picture. I don't know if I want to release that to anybody because I don't want to get in trouble. But there were two doors leading into the bathroom, and the water was seeping out of the two doors. So into the tiled hallway and into the carpeted PT room. Meanwhile, I can't emphasize enough, I'm alone. No one is helping me. No one is like able
Did
to.
you ask?
I tried. Everybody
So
had a
no.
job. It's such a shit show. Like afterwards, that the only person I trusted to ask, I should say, um, they
Security.
couldn't. Yeah, exactly. You knew who I was talking about. That was the only person I would ever trust to ask to A, not blow up at me, and B, to be able to help me because even like he's even helped me before dump it. He's like, this
Frozen and
thing
hot.
is huh?
Oh, you were frozen.
Oh, sorry. Um, he stopped messaging. Sorry. Anyways, it is so heavy that this man who is, I want to say he's over 6 foot and he was a bodybuilder too. Even he like he has a hard time dumping it just to give people like a visual. I realize I'm like going on a big rampage story here, so thank you for those who are still buckled up, but it's like it makes me so mad because it is so hard and it is so gross and so wet, everything. So I'm literally wearing like snow boots that way because not everybody showers before getting into this, which means that yeah, I literally had to ask everybody to shower because that's not a usual thing. They usually just right after the show get into the tub and then get in after the next person and then get in after the next person.
Are these people like tits out for Harambe and shit
Yes,
too?
completely naked,
Butt ass naked.
butt ass naked.
All of them.
Uh-huh.
So it's a soup of ball
Yes.
sweat.
Yes. And if people hear that on this podcast, do not share it anywhere. Like, and then I am sitting here trying to dump the water without getting the water all over me. Can you
The
see
ball
why
soup.
what's that?
The ball soup.
Yes, the ball suit.
Gross.
You see? Like and it is so ungodly hard to move. I can't emphasize it enough. And then it's like when you finally get all the water out, and I'm not kidding you, like I'm actually super anxious that I'm gonna get in trouble about this last sweaty Betty. Um, I am so nervous that I'm gonna get in trouble about this last venue because the water went everywhere. I used 20 towels and it wasn't enough. Like that's how big the tub and how much water there is.
You know what you could do?
Huh.
Because you pack it up and then you guys load it up underneath the bus, yeah?
Yeah. Or no,
Just
they load it on the moving truck.
even better. Just take a little knifey poo and then just put a little nipper ripper in the bottom of it. And now your problems are done. Like you ain't got to worry about it.
But we have two of them.
If I could back to back it.
It is actually like I'm actually going to talk to the PT and be like, we need to bring the smaller one back because this is just so ungodly heavy. And I'm not one to complain about things being heavy or like hard to do, but this is something I would actually complain about. Like it's that bad.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyways, so that was my night last night.
That sounds terrible.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. But like I feel bad complaining, but it's just like ugh. Anyways, there's some behind the scenes frustrations for people. Like I said, that'll be the only negative thing I ever say about tour. One, just for respect reasons, and two, just because it's a great experience. But like I will go all in on this about the ice bath because I will complain about it all day.
Yeah, that's yeah, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's no way to like efficiently do that. Like
No, I
unless you like
think
siphon the water out, but to do that, the tub would have to sit higher than whatever you're draining it into.
oh, I forgot that part. I used a scooper to try and get the water out quicker because I was running out of time. And I was nervous that if I dumped it, it was going to get worse because the faucet was already like going out quick enough to cause the flooding. But I only had 30 minutes left for me to get everything dumped, dried, put away, and to go shower myself. So I ended up just dumping it. I was like, I need a shower. I'm so gross. And I said a few obscenities and then packed it away and then I ran away as quick as I could and I was like I hope to God nobody was like it's the PT, it was the PT's room. I ran out of there so quick. I was like I need a shower. I need to get this soup off of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. They want to bitch about it. It
Well,
do
now
just be
they
like
know.
that.
Now somebody will know that it was me. So if you work at the Casino Rama Resort and if you if you would have
Guaranteed, nobody does.
no, I know. But you
They're
never know.
aliens.
You never
They're
know because
aliens.
this last week, if people didn't see on my social media, I did meet some really sweet fans on the road. It was so cute. They're new listeners of the podcast. I'm supposed to meet a few more this upcoming week. So that's been really cool, actually, that people are listening and tuning along. But that has probably dipped down a little bit because of a little change this week.
The tariffs on Canada?
No, me deleting social media.
Oh, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Courtesy of Connor's idea.
Hell of a segue, honey bunches.
Yeah. I try sometimes. Oh no, no yawning.
I'm there, I made it.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. So the other bulk of this episode, it's not permanent. It's not like I deactivated my accounts, but I did delete all of them off of my phone. And I think that's a very relatable topic. I've never done that. I've never taken a break from social media. I didn't even announce it. I was going to make a whole post, but then I was like, nah. But I arrived at the decision because of one of our really good talks this week.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
No, you're not going to
Oh, is that
elaborate?
my cue?
I mean, it would be nice. I'm sure they're sick of my voice.
Yeah. So social media is the devil. Um, there's only one outcome with social media, and it's not good. That's just a fucking, it's a time suck. It blows ass.
It's,
Tell me it doesn't.
no, I'm just laughing. So,
I was
yeah.
listening to Joe Rogan today, and there's literally a topic. It's with like a neurophysicist or some crazy person shit. It's really interesting, but it literally talks about how social media increases your cortisol, which then increases your likelihood of cancer and Alzheimer's.
I mean, I don't disagree with that correlation.
There we go. Social media causes cancer. I
Well, you and
mean,
I were on the phone yesterday, and you were like, "Oh, so 2 days in, how's it going? Are you having withdrawals yet?" And
over there tweaking.
must update my life and post about it.
Must compare my life to everything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to give people context, it all started because that was 3 days ago. I don't even remember where we were, but I just had a morning that, those mornings where you can just tell you're more emotional and more irritable, and it's not whatever you're actually getting emotional over, it's something deeper. And Connor and I were on the phone, and I mean, obviously, like we were talking about like when he was going to come visit next after Chicago, because even though he's about to be here for 2 days, which I'm so excited about, it's like it's only 2 days, and it's nice to be with your person as long as you can. So having a day to look forward to beyond that is helpful. And basically we were gonna try and have Connor come out on his birthday, which is February 25th. Woot woot. You're almost gonna be 31.
Woo!
Your birthday month. Oh my God, happy birthday month. Ooh.
Thanks.
So yeah, just I had gotten emotional because we weren't going to be able to make that happen. And this is the first birthday that we haven't been together. But I was like extra sad about it. And Connor's like, what's really going on? And we just got to talking about, I think a lot of things I talk about already on the podcast with wanting to achieve everything that you want to, wanting to, you know, stay true to whatever your goals are. And of course, all of these expectations we have of ourselves. And you are yawning up a storm
I
over.
know. I don't know what it
Am
is.
I that bad?
No, this room is just so comfy cozy that it's just like it
Big
lulls you to sleep.
chillin'.
Yeah.
You are in your happy place. You're in your man cave.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
And it's lazy Sunday for you. It's work day for
Yeah.
me, but it's lazy Sunday for you.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, just we got to talking and I got really emotional because I think with being on the road, it's like I'm a part of this unique, amazing opportunity. And of course, everyone, including myself, makes this association of, wow, you have this great opportunity. It's gonna be so great for the podcast. You got to share it. And wow, you're gonna meet so many new people and open so many doors. And it's true. It's a great opportunity. And I think for me, it's almost like I sometimes feel a sense of urgency to make the most of it and whatever that looks like, which is all right, let me post because my posts on TikTok, they were doing really well. They were in the like 100,000 plus range. And I was like, oh, wow, these people are recognizing me at venues from my TikTok. And while I'm getting new listeners and maybe potential clients, and, the business mind kicks in of you got to do this, this, this to be productive and, make the most of this experience while it lasts for this period of time. And long game Shannon, it's like, well, what's coming after the tour? And meanwhile, while I'm trying to maximize everything, I also want to enjoy the process and be present and, experience the cities and get rest. And it's like I found myself anytime I talk to people, they're like, but you must be having so much fun, right? It's so great. Like, there's no way you're not having fun. And you know how when people ask you sometimes, how are you doing today? And you say, I'm good, but you feel like you're lying.
That's most days. Yeah.
And like that's how I felt when people were like, "Are you having fun?" Like I felt like I was responding how I should. And really, when we were chatting, like I told you, I was like, I just feel like I can't turn it off. It's never off. It's go, 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 go. And it's this forever to-do list. And it's like, for what? And I found myself in the moments that I was wanting to relax in my quiet time. It's like I felt guilty for relaxing. Like I wasn't being productive enough. I wasn't posting. I wasn't, working on my personal business goals. Like, um, all these products that I want to do and the podcast. And it was just becoming so much. And Connor had this brilliant idea because I essentially saw another podcast host and I saw how great their branding looked and it sent me down a whole other ADD Shannon rabbit hole of, all right, maybe I need to ask for help. Do I need to get a virtual assistant? Do I need to invest in like there was a lot of different things I was considering and people I was considering and it was just more noise. And I feel like that morning you know me, I believe in angels. And I feel like that morning my angels sent me a message because I was in the elevator and there was this really simple but very powerful picture. And the top picture was of a brain that had all these little squiggles, like it looks like a 2-year-old's art project. And the one below it, same brain, but it was these rings, almost like tree rings, like very evenly spaced and calming and, you know, um, a very like clear, clean pattern. The first one it said mindful question mark, like FULL, and the bottom one said or mindful, FUL. And I saw that and I was like, oh my God, I'm the top picture. I want to be the bottom picture. How can I become the bottom picture? And that same day was the day I started crying with you on the phone, and you were like, just delete it all. Fuck it all, Shannon. Delete
Yep.
everything. Go at least a week. Delete all the noise because like you said it best. I'm gonna give you the I'm gonna give you the mic.
Oh God, we got to start recording our fucking phone calls and
Me
shit.
too. You were talking about like comparisons and like how I need to just focus on being me, and I was just like, oh my
Oh,
God.
that's what it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you were like caught up in this whole vortex of bullshit with like, how do I get, it was like a constant like comparison thing of like, they're doing this, so and so's doing this, theirs is going this way, and blah, blah, blah. Like, what do I bring to the table? Like, I'm not being able to like set a goal and achieve the goal. I think that was kind of how it went initially. And then it was like understanding that like you are enough. People come to you because they love you and they like your message and they like your positivity. It's like, no, this is so
I
dumb. I
just
can't
changed your
change
name.
your
I'm
name, but you
sorry.
can change mine.
I
But
just like
yeah,
to give it right back to you. Sorry.
it's just like you understanding that, and this is gonna go totally against like the oorah dicked up, like I'm a business person. Wake up, grind. I sleep 3 hours a day and I wake up at 2:30 in the morning and I grind until blah, blah, blah. Like eat shit. That's not
But
literally
people make you feel
sustainable.
like you have to do that. And it's like, look at
Yeah,
all
of
these
course they
successful
do because they
people.
can't do it.
Mm.
That's stupid. It's some fucking motivational speaker who's making bazillions of dollars to telling a bunch of fucking weak-minded assholes that they have to wake up at 2:30 in the morning, get on their little stock exchange bullshit and start fucking grinding. It's like, dude, eat a dick. Like, no, you don't. No, you do not. You do what's sustainable for your life. Their life is not yours. You are not them. And that's why people like you and not them, because
Hmm.
they're insufferable. You're
It's
not.
tough. It's tough because in like in our consuming culture, it is so easy, especially with the algorithm. Like the algorithm feeds you things that you want to see and you want to achieve. So like for me being a podcast host and with me having my background in fitness too, all these ads of people saying, you know, my coaching business makes 6 million a year, and here's how I got my podcast to #1 ranked in the US, and here's how I increased my follower count to this in this many days. And it's just like there's all these reminders on Instagram and all these social media handles of why you're not doing enough
Yeah.
or what you haven't yet achieved. And here's how you can achieve it now. And here's who you need to hire. And it's just so much noise and so many reminders of things you quote think you need.
Yeah.
And it's
But you
exhausting.
are all that you need.
Hmm.
And you're the special situation because you're amazing at everything you do.
Oh,
Even if you are an ADD squirrel brain, fucking all over the damn place.
thanks, honey.
Um, yeah, it's just a crock of shit. It's so artificial and just like gross when you really like get down to like the bedrock of it all. It's just a constant comparison game. That's all you do is you're just comparing yourself to others. And I know that's like you know, oversaid and like everybody says that, but it's like it's true.
Yeah.
And the only way to disconnect from that is by getting rid of this shit. Like I haven't had social media for fucking what's it been? Like it's been over 10 years.
I think since the entire time we've been together, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And Shannon, you always ask me like, how do you just like, what do you say? Like just not give a shit. Like how do you just like kind of just like just kind of like cruising, like
yeah.
doing my little Pisces thing, just fucking fishing around, dude. So it's like how you do that is you just don't. give a fuck. Like it's so easy and it's so like people take it as something way more than it needs to be, which is dumb. It's like, do they pay your bills? Do they put food on your table? Do they take care of your little bowl man? The answer to that's no. You do, and I do. So why would I care about anything else? Anything else? Then, you're in a weird spot because it's like your business is kind of derived from social media, but that's not where a lot of your like anxiety and shit's coming from. It's coming from like this not comparing the entity that is your business to other people's business. It's comparing you to them. Like business to business, like learning from other people, like there's nothing wrong with that. But when you start making it personal and like, I'm not doing enough,
Hmm.
they're doing more than me. Not my business isn't there yet. What can I do to get there? It's but terrible. Just
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, it's tough because I mean, to your point, that's exactly what I said to you. Because when you're like, let's take a break from social media and maybe you'll never go back to it, I said, that's the tough part is I think a lot of small business owners can appreciate this. The fact that you quote, I don't like using this word for it, but need social media as a business tool in order to reach people, in order to promote your business, remind people that you're there because that's one thing that's been crazy in the short amount of time that I've gotten rid of it is because you and I had this great phone call of, how's it going? And I said, honestly, I don't miss it. It's actually really relaxing. It's crazy how many times I went to go mindlessly scroll, and it's like I realized that social media has become this pacifier of when I'm bored or when I get in this ADD freeze and I don't know what to do. All of a sudden, I just do that. I click that. I scroll through that. I clear notifications. I get entertained by these random things, and it's like then you're anxious because the day is gone, or your time is gone, or you only have X amount of minutes to do this one project, and ooh, this isn't enough time for me to get this done. So therefore, I'm just gonna relax, and then you relax and you feel guilty for relaxing, and it's this whole thing. And since I've taken that away, it's nice because it's forced me to sit in the silence more and to think and get more clarity on certain things. Like, okay, well, what do I want to work on first? All right, here's my very real struggle of, and I know it's overused, but I've always had ADD. Um, and I think in our society there are certain things that contribute to that because there's so many things, but really truly like I freeze all the time, my brain jumps around all the time. Like that's how it is. And school was great structure wise because you had a due date and that had to be done. And that was easy to do one thing at a time. But in life, when there's so many things you want, sometimes it's hard to step back and pick which one, what needs to get done urgently versus, okay, now that I have the time and there's all these things that I want to do, which one can I do next? And with the silent time, I look around, and again, it's not a knock on anyone like on tour, but these dancers, social media is their job too. And it's crazy how in this time of silence now, I look around and every time everyone around me gets a moment, immediately it's this, it's TikTok, it's, connecting with people on social media. That's their job. And that's so hard for us to get away from. So it just, long and short, it's nuts that I don't miss it. I would say I think in the little bit of time that I've been away from it now, because already before we talked about this, I don't really share a whole lot like of the important stuff. Like I didn't share a whole lot on our wedding. I didn't really share much at all about like my bachelorette party, bridal shower, like a lot of very big important events in our lives recently. Like I didn't post a lot about it. But if it's competing related or prep related or business related or everyday things, like I usually share those. But I keep the big things pretty close to us. And um, I think now you put it best using social media whenever I do return as just a business tool and still keeping it off of my homepage and setting timers for myself of when I'm allowed to go on for a specific purpose, not just to go on.
it's just making like the week off is just going to end up making your relationship with it more professional and not so much like, because when you say like you sit around and you relax and you
Hmm.
hop on it, it's like that's not relaxing. That's why it's like when you go to bed or when you're like getting tired, it's like I don't feel like I'm rested. It's because you weren't. Like you're constantly stimulating your fucking noggin and it's just constant fucking just keep going, putting shit in my face.
Yeah,
It's
making your mind full
yeah,
of
it's full of
noise.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's some heaters out there. There's some funny shit, but that's not like the meat and potatoes of it.
No. And it's just, yeah, like you said, the fact that it was filled with every second of every day. You roll over, you check your notifications. You're eating your food, you're checking your notifications. You're watching TV with your significant other, you're checking your stuff. It's like, when does it stop? You go to the bathroom, you take your phone with you, you scroll. When does it stop? And it's just crazy now that I don't have it. When I don't have something to do on my phone, I look around, everybody in the lobby, everybody at their desks in the hotels, the crew, the cast, when everyone gets a moment, they're all on their phones. And it's just crazy. And I don't know.
Which brings us to like being in the mo like go out like for all you young adults that listen to this, go outside and touch some grass. Go be outside. Leave your shit inside. Go be outside. Go be a kid. Go eat dirt. You're probably 17, 18. Go eat some fucking dirt.
Oh my
Go be a
God, don't eat
weirdo.
dirt.
Eat a dirt. But it's like when you talk about like, for me, concerts is always the one place that I see it the most. And it's terrible. It's fucking I think who was it? Was it Boys Like Girls that made everybody put their phones away a few years ago when we were young?
30 Seconds to Mars, maybe? Because that was an interesting,
Nah, he's all about that shit. He comes out all
he
shit.
kind of
Yeah.
ruined my fandom for them.
100%. 100%. Yeah,
After stopping the music and screaming at us, I was like, and
and we're
just
done. Yeah, no, it's just like when you go to these concerts, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'll take like a 30-second video of like one of our favorite songs.
yeah,
Fine. But then it goes right away.
right.
But when you go and like every single time we've gone, we've somehow managed to wind up ourselves like right balls deep in the middle of some shit, like way too close to the front. You can't breathe. But you go and you turn around at nighttime, you can really see it. But like you turn around and literally every dumb dick and it's this. It's this.
True.
Everybody's doing this. For what?
Hmm.
For what? Are you gonna that's what's more important? Is putting it out on fucking social media, telling people that you got to listen to like Welcome to the Black Parade. Like, no, dude, like the moment you're gonna remember what you felt, what you heard, what you smelled, you're gonna remember all of that
Hmm.
more so than what you'll get from watching the video back on your phone.
Yeah.
But the thing is people aren't doing that. They're focused on this stupid fucking thing instead of literally just taking it all in.
Hmm.
And it's like, dude, you paid a lot of money to be here because we paid a lot of money to be there. You want to get all the senses, all six of them, five, all five of them.
Stages? I don't know.
You want all of it
Yeah.
because you paid for it. You don't need to, you could literally go online and watch a video of it. So why pay the money to go and see these people when you can get the same thing at home? It's
Hmm.
dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the takeaway or the tip from this is if you feel like your mind is full or if you're having increased anxiety, which I'm sure 99% of the listeners it would agree that they feel anxious maybe more than they need to. And anxious can be different too. I think people don't always realize anxious doesn't always mean like, oh my God, I feel nervous or I feel this. Like even just how you notice how you're holding your body. If you notice you're fidgeting, if you notice you're like clenching or tensing certain things in your body, like you notice that you're having to like keep your legs crossed and kind of tight, and if you notice your breathing is different, if you notice your stomach is rumbling, maybe your skin, like there's other physical signs and things that you can pay attention to with your body showing that your body might not be as okay as you think it is. And I think just setting aside formal time where you can check in with yourself or just experience or live, why not? It's worth it. Like Connor said, if anything can help to improve your health and reduce your risk for comorbidities like cancer, why not? Live in the moment, enjoy your loved ones, make some sort of rule in the house, whatever you have to do. Or like I said, I literally removed everything from my home screen. So that way it's not something that's easily accessible. It's just removing it. It's like taking a part of your paycheck and putting it into an account where you never see. Like if you don't see it, then it's not an option. So I think trying something like that, even if you are a business owner or if you do have to have a lot of contact with people, try and change it somehow because it really does help you breathe better. So,
And experience more, get to know people more.
mhm.
Like
Yeah, makes
it,
you less
it it's
cranky,
just
irritable.
it sounds too good to be true, and like there's no way it can be that easy. And it's like, well, think about how easy it is to get into your life. What's
Mhm.
that saying where it's like, if it's easy, it's not worth having?
Mhm.
It's so true. It's like 4 clicks and I could get fucking Instagram, Twitter, fucking X, Y, Z, whatever the hell it's called now. You can get all that shit in like 30 seconds flat. Easy. Easy. And now that thing is now controlling literally your life. But people
Mhm.
don't realize it. People don't see it. And this may sound like all like tinfoil hat and fucking conspiracy shit and all this,
We
that, and the
welcome
other,
tinfoil
but
hats here.
it's so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. And the thing it like we could even go deeper, right? Let's say you're minding your own damn business, you go to the gas station, you gotta take a dump. You go out, you hop out the car, you go inside, you come back outside, and somebody's getting their fucking ass kicked. Some random person is just getting their brake speed off of them. I guarantee you, you look around,
Oh,
there
yeah,
will be somebody, there will be at least one person with their phone out recording that person getting their fucking
which is
ass kicked.
so dumb.
It's
Why?
like, for what? So then you can post it. I don't know if World Star is even a thing anymore, but you can put it on World Star, get a couple fucking
What's
great.
World Star?
Huh?
What is World Star?
You don't know what World Star is or
No,
was?
no.
Oh my God, honey. So
Never mind. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. We can
there's
later.
no way I can explain it and
Yeah,
not
later.
like,
It's okay. We don't need to
yeah,
squirrel
yeah.
on that.
But yeah, it's like that right there is just so weird and disgusting and just like a vile thing that is now okay.
Yeah.
Just like, dude, this is weird. We live in a very weird time.
Mhm. Yeah, and for like, because again, I know the title of this podcast is Doctor in a Bikini, and if you're new here, I'll just say it. If you're not new here, you already know. For me, I think competing is so much more than competing. I think it's about life, which is why a lot of these episodes are more life lesson heavy than they are, you know, how to improve glute gains. And, it just, that's not what competing is to me. It's a very emotional sport, and you have to be very aware of your feelings and what you've learned in order to keep it healthy. So that's really the intent of a lot of the life lessons here. And this can translate into when you're in prep or when you're reverse dieting.
God, in prep?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
reminders
oh my
everywhere.
God. That is the honey, you know I love you more than literally anything on this planet. You
Yes.
know that.
Yes.
But oh my God. Fuck Hell Week or like Peak Week, whatever you call it. peak week Shannon and social media is like fucking oil and water. It is, they just do not jive. They do not get along one bit. Because you're already like, I've never competed, never will, not my thing. But I can assume it's like you're super hard on yourself. Like you're like constantly like nitpicking like little things and like, oh,
And
this
that's
is
non-prep Shannon. Non-prep Shannon is already like hard enough.
right. But then you double down and you go prep. Now it's like way up here. So you're just like constantly like picking yourself apart for no reason because obviously you're an absolute babe in a unit.
No.
But then you hop on the old socials, the old medias, and you start just doom scrolling right into an oblivion. And you start seeing all these Beckys with their weird fucking lighting and all their fucking things. And it's like, what's that gonna do for you aside from make you feel bad about yourself?
Well, I will say I am going to give myself credit here. That has gotten so much better. My
It has,
first,
but a lot of these people that are listening, it's like maybe it
yeah,
is their first show and maybe they are getting sucked
right.
into it. It's like
Yeah.
you struggled with that early on. It's better now,
Hmm.
but like that's something that you had to work on and like be
Yes.
mindful of.
Yep. 100%.
And if you're not in prep right now, if you're not like deep into it, use this time as a practice.
Hmm.
Like take, even if it's not a week, like even if it's just a few days, like 3, 4 days off of the shit, see how you react to it. So then that way, when it does come time that you're in prep, your emotions are through the roof, you're all like stressed out about everything. Maybe that's the time that you could also take a step away from it
Hmm.
and see how much better you perform.
And I will say, don't just say you're not going to log on. Like, completely hide the apps. You don't have to delete it. You can just say, like, remove from home screens. That way, it's not like off your phone if you're worried about data. But actually not being able to see it is a huge difference in just I'm not going to go on. Like it removes the anxiety completely and the temptation, the reminders. Because then you see, the notifications and it just I don't know, just take it off. And I agree with what you said. Year round, use it as practice because say if it's your first time reversing off a show, it doesn't stop because there's people on all the socials saying, here's what I
I
eat
just got
today.
fifth in Olympia the very next day, back in the gym, back to grinding. Gotta get big. I want to be C-Bum.
That is,
C-Bum's daddy.
oh my God. That is one version of a person you'll see. You'll see the person that's like no rest days, like all year round, baby. And then you'll see the other
Yeah.
person that's like, here's how I reverse perfectly. And it's going so well. And maybe for you, you're like, it isn't going well. And this makes me feel like shit, even though I want to see how they're doing it and how to be better. Subconsciously, it's a reminder of what you're not doing and what you could be doing more of. Or you
But
see
again,
someone,
if you listen to your body, you should know the answers to those questions, right? Like you don't need this outside influence telling you how your body should feel or like this is what's working for them. That's great. That's awesome. Like cool.
well,
Shut up. I want nothing to do with that.
some people, their bodies don't cooperate with them. Maybe they had like a really bad experience and their hormones took a dump and their body is just like figuring it out and it's out of their control. And that's a terrible feeling, but it happens to so many people. And most of those people aren't posting about it. Usually it's people talking about what's going well and, what they've gotten right or what foods or oh my gosh, like their body stats. You will not catch me saying how much body percentage, like or how much body fat percentage I am, my stage weight versus my current weight. Like I don't do that because I don't like seeing other people's posts about it. And I know that me sharing it isn't going to make anyone else feel good. Nor do I really heavily rely on that objective information personally, but you'll see it out there and just makes people feel like crap.
Yeah.
And we don't need that.
And especially it's like the big ones, like your heavy hitters and stuff, like the quote unquote like gold standards of
Hmm.
like your world, like the bodybuilding bikini world. It's like you also got to realize that these people are on everything, all the damn shit. Like I know there's a handful, like good on them, like keep fighting the good fight. But when you see these people, I'm not name dropping anybody, but it's like you can know, like you can tell.
Mhm.
It's like they're also on some shit. So it's like when are they posting when they're not, or when they're cycling off? They don't,
Yeah, some
because
people
that's not the
they
image that
have
they want to portray. It's
yeah.
shenanigans.
Yeah, I think some people are really good. I know that there's people out there for all extremes. Like I'm not saying that nothing is out there, just what seems to be more favorable and more common versus maybe less common. And you're right, not everyone is open and vulnerable about like their journey with whatever they're taking, when they're off of it, what to experience or what they do experience. And some people too, if they're the big dogs, they have all these brand deals and all these photo shoots and things that are getting shared that maybe that's not even what their current physique looks like, but you see this beautifully shredded, picture of them and it's like, wow, they look perfect. They had people do their makeup, their tan, their hair, and it's just not life, you know? And
No,
it's enough to make you feel bad. And I guess that's the point is like do what you can do to make you like to better control how you're feeling and don't let the noise of social media and all these people that we don't really know dictate how you feel about your own life.
yeah,
So, but I
yeah.
have that to a credit to you because I never would have even thought about that as a solution that I needed. I just thought it was me and whatever problems I needed to work on that I needed to fix. And I was just focusing on my own brain. And I never even considered about removing some of the noise around me. So thank God for you, my yin to my yang.
Love me some honey. Yeah.
Well, is there anything that we didn't cover today that you feel like the people need to know? Any other hot button rants that you need to offload?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. You're like, let me fix my tinfoil hat over here.
Jet fuel doesn't burn steel beams.
Did you hear about the whole glitter thing?
What?
There's like a whole, I'm not going to be, you'll have to ask Brandon when you come on tour. Just ask him about the glitter.
Glitter thing. I
How
feel like
like,
I probably
so I
have.
am so not the person to accurately communicate this, let alone on a podcast platform, because I do not have the information. So let me put that out there really quick.
I'm excited.
But during warm up, they were talking about all these different conspiracy things that like you and I usually like will talk about or entertain. It was like everything under the sun. Um, But someone mentioned how, like, I guess there's only two major buyers of glitter in the US, and there's this whole, God, choosing my words wisely. I don't know. Just look it up. Look it up.
No, 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 no. We all want to hear what
I
you have
can't
to say.
remember like how to paraphrase what they said, but it was like tying to like nuclear war type stuff. If I remember correctly, if not, please don't come after me. Please, like, but I was
Whoa.
like, I don't know. Anyways, I was like, glitter? Like out of all things, glitter being like part of this big like business deal thing. I don't know. Like I said, look it up. This is not the podcast for that. This
Oh
is
my God. There's so much. There's so many good things. Look into the Cybertruck bombing at Trump Tower. Like look into it. Like got dive a little bit deeper into it. It wasn't just like some random wackadoo wanting to blow up Trump Tower. It wasn't. Dive a little bit in there. That's a good one.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the circumstances. I'm laughing at your facials.
So
Yeah.
that man, yeah, there's a whole lot. There is
Our
a
world is crazy, which yeah, I mean literally it's scary. That's another thing. It's scary being on the road right now, I will say.
Oh, did you hear about the fucking probably not because I saw it one place and that was it. In so you were just in Philadelphia
Mm-hmm.
and then you left and you went to wherever the fuck else you went, New York or whatever, and then into uh Canuckville. In Philly, there was a Learjet that just exploded
Hmm.
and literally landed in like housing and shit. And it was like a medical jet that had a kid on board, like going from, I think it was from Philly to like somewhere in like Missouri or something like that for an operation or a procedure or something or another.
Jeez.
But yeah, so you were literally just in Philly.
I didn't hear about that, but the shooting that happened was literally right outside the venue while we were at the venue. And like you didn't even hear about that. I texted you. I was
I
like, by the
still
way,
can't find anything about it.
it's crazy because it literally like our crew heard it.
Want to know why? On because it didn't fit the narrative,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, for people listening, the night that Philly that the game in Philly was going on and they won, there was literally a shooting right outside the venue. And when like we heard noises, but we were like, nah, like that, there's no way. And some people were even like, oh, like that's scary. I think like some people, a lot has happened to a lot of people, right? So we all have ties to different things and events in our lives. And I think some people were kind of like nervous based on the sounds they were hearing, but we weren't told anything inside the building, so it was like, nah. And when I'm walking outside, it was extra tense outside. And I asked our security officer, Frank, I was like, hey, like what? He's like, oh man, like the police are freaking out. And I was like, why are they freaking out? And he goes, because like of the shooting, that's why we're trying to get everybody on the bus. And I'm like, what? Like,
Hold
and
up.
and it was just a big thing, like as we were driving, like everyone was on edge, everyone was super nervous on the bus, and like all of our windows were closed. It was a whole thing. And I texted you, I was like, hey, by the way, we're okay. And you're like, what do you mean? I was like, there was a shooting. And it just nuts. Like you keep hearing stuff on the road, and it's just like you don't want to freak anybody out, but I mean, people are just nutso out there. But thank God, I knock on wood, and we have security personnel on our bus. So, I mean, I feel very safe on our bus, but just crazy.
Yeah, head on a swivel.
100% all the time. I literally, I went to a souvenir place for a friend, and in my bag, I had my pepper spray. And as I get into the venue, like, do you have any weapons on you? I was like, nope. And she opens my bag and she's like, pepper spray. I was like, oh, shoot, I'm sorry. And she goes, no, it's okay. That's good. You stay safe out there. And then she's like, I'm just gonna have to hold it here, then you come back for it. So I came back and they were all like, oh, she got pepper spray. She's not messing around. And one of the security officers, he was like, you be safe out there. And the girl was like, can't you tell? She looks like she's gonna whoop your ass and she's got pepper spray. It's like, sweet. I'm glad that I look like I'm tough.
You do not, not even an
Hey,
iota.
City Shannon is different. I am not smiley. I look very serious. I look like I'm pissed. Like I'm very much in a direction. My head is up. You've seen me. We've traveled together. I'm very aware versus when I'm home, I'm a little bit less aware.
Little, little bit,
Okay. I
little bit.
think it's time for the people to wrap up.
Actually, honey, it is not that time yet.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it. I love that you're prepared.
But what if somebody's never heard this section? I need the introduction, honey.
Well, for those
Bring
who
me
are new
in.
here, Connor lives for this segment for the few times that he does grace his presence on this podcast. It is the animal of the week. So let's hear what is the animal of the week, Connor?
So this one has a very, very like close tie to you and me.
Ooh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
a
no, I'm
penguin?
adorable. No, no,
Oh.
no. So I'm gonna kind of give you some hints here,
Ooh, I'm
and I
ready.
want to
Okay.
see if you can guess it. All right,
Okay.
because it's
Good.
it's equally mine as much as it is yours here, right?
Okay.
Native to Australia,
Okay.
roughly 45 to 80 pounds.
Is it a wombat?
God damn, you're good.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Space wombat.
it's awesome. These things
It's an inside
are
joke.
amazing.
Let's
Little
hear it.
marsupials. They're just, I know it's a common one, but it's just it's amazing.
But they're adorable.
They're literally the greatest things ever. They're like koalas, but like on the ground. Like a ground koala. Oh, okay. I thought you were frozen, you asked.
No, no, I was just listening. I didn't know if you were gonna spit some random facts. You should tell them the song that we listened to and why it's like a funny thing between us.
Oh, betcha. I wonder. You know what?
See if you can play it.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if I can play it.
So this song that Connor's gonna play, we literally like it's on the cover, isn't it? The wombat.
I think so.
I don't know how we got there, but I think it's literally called Space Wombat, right? The song.
No, it's fuck. What is it?
I'm pretty sure it's called Space Wombat.
I don't think it is.
Anyways, there's this song that we both listen to that whenever it comes on the radio or like whenever it's on one of our phones, we literally both look at each other and we pretend that we're little space wombats, like slowly floating through space. It's the funniest thing. I don't
What
even
the
know. We just like look at each other and it's like, meh, meh.
Where is it?
You're
Oh
letting
my
the people
God.
down.
I'm not letting the people down. I just dropped a fucking wombat bomb on them.
Wombat was a good choice. Wombats are adorable. If you haven't
They're
seen one, picture it,
amazing.
but better yet, picture the space wombat floating through space with the sound of the song whenever Connor decides to.
Shut up. Pressure's on. Um,
Okay, I love you.
fuck. Where is I know I'm in the right area. You know, you could be helping too. You know the song just as much as
I'm pretty
I
sure it's.
knew it wasn't Space Wombat, you ass.
What is it? What is it? Oh, you got the.
Wombat Astronaut, honey.
Oh, close.
Yeah.
All right.
Wombat Astronaut by Pliny.
Hit him with
It's
it.
it's all just like instrumental, but it like you have to listen to the song and then imagine just this little fuzzy fuck just kind of like this zero gravity wombat. It's the greatest thing ever. Like it's an experience. It's a whole experience. And we were in Flagstaff.
Is that where we were?
We were in Flagstaff, yeah.
Huh. Did
Yeah.
you hear play?
Oh, it wasn't playing?
No.
Yeah, I just played like the 30 seconds of it.
Oh, well, people can look it up unless maybe they can hear it and I didn't, but I
Hold
definitely
on.
can hear
I'll put it. Don't even worry about it. I got
it.
it. Uh, nice.
Oh my God.
That's it. So good. Give it a listen. Wombat Astronaut. Special spot in our hearts. That fuzzy little bastard.
Well, people might have to look it up. I can't hear it, but maybe when I actually post it, it'll be audible. Who knows?
Yeah, so good.
Well, thank you for dropping that amazing segment on the people.
Do what I can, honey bunches.
I feel like you usually have like a fun fact about them, your
Oh,
animals. What's your fun fact?
well, I mean, other than the fun fact of like we have
And that we're
like
space wombats.
correct.
I mean,
Correct.
that's fair. That's adequate.
Let's see here. See what kind of banging hot bangers we can fucking drop on them. Hmm. Hmm. They're not extinct. Love that.
For those
Huh.
who are new here, this is like our overtime, by the way. So,
Many places in Australia have been named after the wombat. There's a
oh,
Wombat State Forest, Wombat Hill, Wombat South, New South Wales. Huh. We got to go there.
the more you know. We do. We got to go
Yeah.
visit Rona.
What the fuck?
Hmm.
There's apparently an Australian coin with a wombat on
You need that coin.
it. It's gonna happen. Fatso the fat arsed wombat.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. It was the unofficial mascot of the 2000 Sydney Olympics. These people get it. Like, shout out to Australians. Like, they just get it.
Well, after we go to Canada, we'll go to Australia. We'll make it a whole thing.
Bullshit. I'm gonna go to Australia before I ever go to Canada.
Don't diss Canada.
Do they have wombats
I don't know. Do
or
they?
quokkas? I don't think so.
All right, fine. We'll go to Australia first.
Okay, love it. All right,
Well,
honey, send this off.
thank you so much for your animal of the week. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. It's rare that you hop on, let alone on a camera. I don't think
Yeah, I
people
hate all of it,
realize.
actually. This is literally my nightmare, but things
But
you do for
just think
love.
about like you're seeing me.
Things you do for love.
Well, for everyone listening, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us today. You can still contact me on my email, doctorinabikini podcast@gmail.com. You can follow me, obviously, on the socials. It's not like I'm gone forever. I'm just taking a little spiritual hiatus. So it is Doctor in a Bikini on most platforms. On Instagram, it is all of these shenanigans, but if you search Doctor in a Bikini, it'll pop up as well. And yeah, make sure you're tuning in, subscribe to the podcast, leave a rating, comment, or review. It really helps us, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, we will talk to you next time.
Honey, we got to do like the high five. Like,
Oh, I don't know if am I on the right of like
yeah,
am
no, you're
I on
doing
the
it right.
screen?
Okay, you ready?
All right, and uh,
Nailed it. Crushed it.
we just did a virtual high five if y'all can't see us if you're just listening. So, all right, we will talk to y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good week. Bye, guys.
Bye.